Welcome to the second video of section 2.5 for OpenStax College Algebra. Another way to solve the quadratic equation is possibly to use the square root property. This is especially helpful when we have no middle term, meaning if we know standard form looks like so, we may still have a quadratic, but we have no middle term. Our b value is 0. In a situation like this, we can often use what's called the square root property. Let's take a look at number 5. We have a quadratic. Looks like our highest exponent is a 2. And what we're going to do with this quadratic is that we notice we have no middle term. So we are going to try to isolate the x squared on one side of the equation. And we still want to isolate the x squared by dividing both sides by 5. Okay, and now we've done so. We have isolated the x squared. From here, we're going to square root both sides, which means we'll have a plus or negative in front of the square root of 25. And we will have two answers. We'll have x equals positive 5 and x equals negative 5. Let's try this again over in example 6. Please notice there's no middle term, but we do have a quadratic. So let's again start this by subtracting 54. Our y squared is still not alone on the left side of the equal sign, so we are going to go ahead and divide by 2. Now our y squared is alone. And when it is, what we could do is take the square root of both sides. And remember, when we have a negative under a square root, we use I, our imaginary number, to represent the square root of negative 1. So in this case, our answer is y equals a positive 3i root 3 and y equals a negative 3i root 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 7. Now, some of you may like to expand the x plus 3 squared by using your FOIL method, and that is not wrong. However, in order to use the square root property, what we're going to do is we're still going to isolate our parentheses that are being raised to the second power. And in order to do this, we first want to subtract 5 from both sides. So you'll notice that our quantity on the left side is becoming more and more isolated. And we're going to divide both sides by 2 here. Now, we are able to once again take the square root of both sides. We're not done here. We still need to solve for x, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3 from both sides. I'll continue this up here. And so we have two answers again. And if you like, this time I'll go ahead and write these two answers separately. And there we have it. And that concludes the second video to section 2.5.